Hi Shmeemobile guys!
Really?
Yes, really. We're on the Shmuseum channel, but it's April Fool's, so why not? Hey, it has to be done kind of once a year. But welcome to the Shmuseum, where today is a bit of a sad day, isn't it, Brad?
It is. Does this mean because it's April Fool's we get to play lots of pranks on each other?
Oh, we probably shouldn't.
But we only have until midday, so we've got to be
It sounds like
quick.
a recipe for disaster, and we've technically probably completely blown this because the video won't go out until after midday. Sorry, everyone. It is what it is. Anyway, today, unfortunately, we're saying bye-bye to the GR Yaris. It's going to be collected by Will, its new keeper, who's going to be continuing the project over on his channel. We'll be catching up with Will later, talking a lot more about this. Now, of course, I've been gone for a while, and while I've been gone, you guys have been getting up to all sorts of crazy things, including a run with the McLaren, down to collect another McLaren.
That was rather fun. Thank you for letting us go out for that.
That's all right. Although I noticed it never got put back on its trickle charger. Its smart charger. Need to have words about that because it's been a few days. Let's hope all's good. You also changed the plates on the DBS, but we're going to have more to come with that because we've been looking at it a little bit more closely and there's something we want to fix about it. So stay tuned for that very soon. I'm trying to think what else has been going on around here while I've been away.
You have new Lego?
We have new Lego, of course. We have the mats over there by the doors, which
Yep.
instantly helped this morning because it's been raining outside. So I drove in today, confusingly, with the GTR Roadster, and we don't have wet tyre marks running all the way through the garage, which is quite nice. And it's just generally, I guess, a bit of a surprise that I'm here in the middle of the Where's Shmee tour with so many cars dotted around everywhere, but we'll get to that. Anyway, today we have a couple of things to sort out. We're going to be focusing on the GR Yaris, and I suppose wrapping up this part of the adventure. It's been almost a year and a half now since I collected Toyota's GR Racing hot hatch. Very, very, very acclaimed car. A lot of fun. Obviously, we've done a bit of a project with it. We went to Dub Customs to do the livery inspired by the 90s Celica GT4. And in fact, on that note, this is going to be really, really cheesy. Check the socks from Heel Tread.
Oh, wow. Yes,
they match the car design. I did that on the day it's going. We'll pop a link to Heel Tread down below. We've done a few Shmee designs and things in the past as well, but I wear them a lot. With the design at Dub, we did things like the GR styling kit on the exterior. We did the Miltech exhaust.
What about the laser lamp? You forgot that?
We did the laser lamp.
I know, it's so well hidden.
It is. We did the rear seat delete. We did the Samco hoses. We did the, it's the Stone Performance rear seat delete. Obviously the GR wing. I'm trying to think what else we did. The Venturi intake.
Yep.
Do you know what? Haven't done anywhere nearly as many miles with this car as I know a lot of people would have liked us to do. But it was a really funny year and a half in terms of the world, travel, not being able to go out so much with it. And just, I guess I never really got into this car in the way I had done previously with the Focus RSs. Having had the blue RS and then obviously doing the big red RS project with Mountune and Proto Trim and a few other collaborators on that. I never really clicked with the GR Yaris, which is why I'm intrigued to see what Will is going to do with it. Because I think we've had a bit of fun in the fields.
We've had a lot of fun in the fields, yeah.
But I think this car has a big future ahead of it as well. So it'll be sad to see it go today, but such is life. These things happen. So we also have a few other meetings today. We're going to be talking a little bit about what's happening with the F1 car. We're going to be talking a lot about what we're doing with this area of the mezzanine. Now, obviously having the Shmez, as I gather it's being called, installed, we've got a few different parts to this process. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a while to get everything done, both for costs, logistics, and I think just growing it and learning as we go and adapting how we want it, because everything's a little bit different to what we originally thought. So we're going to leave the reception room and lounge area for the time being. The first focus is what's going to happen here, downstairs at this end, because, and some people have asked this, we obviously don't yet have a kitchen or a toilet here at the Shmuseum. People wonder, how does that work? Well, we do have access to one just outside, so life isn't too bad. But it will be very helpful to have one. And we've got the plumbing on the outside ready for it. So basically, you have a door here into the kitchen area to have the facilities, the 2 WCs is the intention on the outside, and obviously to hide all the electrical stuff as well. So we're going to be having some meetings to discuss how well that's going to go today as well, because all of these things, need to be done, need to be upgraded over time. So let's go crack on, work out what's what. Quick update on DBS then. The number plate has been changed. Obviously the guys swapped over from the My 11 DBS and there was a lot of talk about the plate at the back. Now the one at the front was having little issues because of having a plastic plinth. You'll notice on the Vantage Roadster I have the plate straight onto the bumper, as I used to have it back at the time. Same on the GT8, but all of these cars come with awkward plinths, including this, but it wasn't really holding the plate. So we've taken the plinth off just now, swapped over the plate, and it still doesn't quite fit right. And that's what we're going to focus more on when we do the change. Anyway, nothing suspicious to talk about at the front. The guys made a big topic about the rear plate, and specifically the shape of the rear plate, because of course, that's the DBS specific shaped plate. Now, something I found quite interesting about this already looking at it is when you're parked and right up close to the car, when you're standing right up close to the car, for sure the shaped plate fits this so much better. But when you're actually away from the car, I actually don't mind the rectangular one at all. So I'm undecided about that. I'll probably get a shaped plate of that and then decide down the line which way we're going to do it. I don't really know. And I think you guys saw the quote, the world is changing, and if we stand still, we become dinosaurs, from Marek Reichman, because Marek Reichman was the designer of this DBS. This was his first Aston Martin, actually, and he's penned quite a few pretty spectacular cars since. But I do think that this is one of the prettiest Aston Martins of all time. So more decisions are needed with regards to the plates. I don't have the final answer for that yet. We'll worry about that one slightly down the line.
Now, as Tim said, the Yaris is going to be off to its new home today, and I'm going to miss it an awful lot. Obviously, it was a while back that me and Tim started discussing this car and the potential livery idea, and well, here we are, he brought it to life, and it's been a riot. But it's actually been a little while since I've had a go, so I think I'm going to jump in for one last drive and go and top off the fuel tank for Will, and yeah, just to experience this one last time. So Brad, you going to come along for a ride?
Go on, let's go for one last ride in the GR Yaris.
And one last cold start.
True, let me come around the back. Fill up time.
Fill up time indeed. And of course, only the best, 99. Going into the little pocket rocket. And do you know what, driving this again has just reminded me why I love this thing so much, and I kind of regret not having spent a little bit more time in it recently because it's just so fun.
Every time we use it, we always get comments and I get messages saying, Tim should sell you the GR Yaris, like to both of us. And I'm like, yes, it's a great car, and I still haven't driven one. I need to go and drive one.
You do, yeah. It's yeah, we need to sort that out at some point. And as much as I'd love it, obviously there is a plan for it to go to Will now, so
yeah,
I'll just have to miss it. And maybe one day
I'm sure Will will enjoy it.
Will come around.
Yeah.
But
Will enjoy it, and as Tim said, there's probably lots more of exciting plans that Will's going to do on his channel, so
yes.
Yeah, we're going to be able to follow along, which is the cool thing. We get to see the journey of this car.
I'm sure it won't be the last time we see this particular Yaris in person as well. And there we are, 64.95. What a nice kind of rounded number, if you like.
Can you get an extra 5p in?
I probably could.
Go on, let's try. Can you get 5p in?
No, because now I'm going to go over, aren't I?
Come on.
Hey!
65. Right, back to the barn. Back at the barn. The mats doing their job. As Tim said, he's driven the Roadster in. The road's a little bit damp, no marks being left from the Yaris. I think this is going straight back into the halo spot, and then obviously we'll wait for Will to turn up a little later to take our little rally car, well, not our little rally car, his little rally car, back to his and enjoy. Obviously plate has changed, I'm sure Tim mentioned that, but that is now back on its original plate. So, sounds so good. Sounds so good. Obviously we have the laser lamp as well. Where is it? There it is. That thing is so bright. And as you can see, if it focuses, it literally lights up the whole room. So yeah, good fun. Gonna be sad to see this go.
This is quite funny, what you guys have been up to while I've been away.
Yes.
The first thing, I have the LEGO F1 car, which I was missing. But I'm not the only one who has the LEGO F1 car.
No, so it turns out that they've made some changes and they're re-releasing this with some different stickers on the wheels, and some of the sponsor stickers are missing, so I may have gone and picked one up as well recently because they're going to become very rare. So I was like, well, whilst I've got the opportunity, I want one of the original releases.
You went all the way back to Brighton in the 675 LT to get another one?
I might have ordered that one online because at that point they were available online. At the time we filmed the video with the 675, they weren't. So
I've got one, you've got one.
now all we need is, well, you're missing one.
Oh wait!
So we have, as a collective, a LEGO McLaren F1 car each.
Tim, I think you're rubbing off on us, clearly.
Do you think we need to have a building race?
Maybe.
Oh no! If you want to keep it as a collectible,
Well, I was going to say,
because it's
maybe,
now
because I
an old
don't-
version.
Yeah, I don't
that'd be
want to
bad.
open it just yet.
Yeah.
Mine will get built. Mine will get built. Do you know it's actually the biggest Lego car? I think you probably talked about
Yeah,
this.
we said 65 centimetres long.
Which is ridiculous.
One slope scale.
It will just fit in one of those cabinets.
Yeah.
It's bigger
I mean,
than the
it's
Sion.
basically the same size as the Amalgam Senna, if we, in terms of scale.
How long is that? We'll have to get a tape measure
No, I
out.
think it's longer than that.
Yeah.
The Sion is 60 centimeters, if that helps.
Okay, yeah, so
It's a third longer again.
yeah, it's cool.
Anyway, I need to put this up on my shelf somewhere.
And speaking of F1 cars, have you guys pointed out what I did with our spare wheel that we have for the Williams Formula 1 car? Which
Not
is turn that into an umbrella stand, which is
Nice.
quite an inventive use of a Formula 1 wheel, but
Well, I'm more confused why we have so many umbrellas. There is 3 of us in here right now, and we have about 3 umbrellas each.
well, this is why I've done it, because the umbrellas were getting a little bit messy and falling off of our sort of hat and coat stand. I was like, we need a neater solution, and
But-
this was what I came up with.
This is how it goes, right? That's from Bramley, which was a nice gift when I bought my first.
Do you know why we need?
So,
You know why we need so many? Tim's back in the country,
Yes,
and it's raining again.
it actually
Porsche.
Nice.
Don't own a Porsche.
anymore at this current moment in time.
What's the Aston Martin? Own 3 of those.
Yes.
I don't have a Ferrari umbrella. I need a bright red Ferrari umbrella. Bet safe. That was from Gumball years ago. Stockholm to Las Vegas. Even Copenhagen was one of the checkpoints. 2015, amazing rally.
Welcome to the umbrella tour.
Umbrella tour. Bet nobody ever thought they would get an umbrella tour today.
No, I didn't.
Someone's got a torch at the end
Yeah,
of it.
that's the Aston Martin one. These are
That's
peanuts
Snoopy,
because peanuts and
yeah.
Snoopy stuff is everywhere right now, and I love it. So that's one of those. And then this is when I used to work with ExxonMobil, with Esso. I had that. It's a good umbrella. Props to them for making good umbrellas. And then those are from my sister's wedding, because obviously wedding in the UK was like it's gonna rain, so they have
Is
to
that
get some
another
umbrellas.
Peanuts one there as well?
Yes. And that's not all of them, because half the cars have umbrellas in the boot, like the Mercedes and the umbrella tour of the Shmuseum. We went from Lego to umbrellas.
Here's what you never thought would happen today.
Jump ahead a bit, and Tim, we have some lines on the floor that I've not seen yet.
No, things have changed a bit. You've been editing a video, but we've spent the last, probably hour or two, trying to plan out exactly what we're going to have here underneath the mezzanine. So effectively, the kitchen area with counters and things, the cavity wall, which will obviously include all of the plumbing and that, the 2 bathrooms over on that side, bit of storage, and kind of working out how it's all going to go. Obviously, there's a lot to this because you need fire-rated ceilings, suspended ceilings, extractors, cabling, plumbing, electrical, working through all of that, making some progress. But very shortly, we're going to be saying farewell to the GR Yaris. So I'm going to pull it forward just for a moment to make it sit center stage, looking nice and pretty, out of the halo space, ready for the imminent arrival. So I suppose, last time starting the little beast.
We'll do another cold start. Let me come
Oh
round.
yes, I forgot you've already done that a little bit.
We'll have another one. Are you going to miss it?
Of course. It's been a lot of fun, I think is the best way to describe it. It's pinging that the door is open.
Well, that's because the door's open.
You'd think it shouldn't do that though.
You'd
once
like to
you've
think so.
Stopped it. If it was still running, maybe. Anyway, obviously I remember the very late nights trying to do the design and get it all right and measuring all of this out and then redoing it and remeasuring it again to try and convert the livery from a coupe-shaped car onto a hatchback. Many hours were spent in that process, but it works. It fits it. It looks cool. Welcome, Will.
Thank
Two
you.
cars.
It's weird to have them both here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Will comes from, I think we can say, a very GR Yaris enthusiast family.
You could say that. We're very keen on them. Now, got 2 to play with.
And it's genuinely fascinating seeing the stock circuit pack car in what's officially just gloss white.
This is, just standard
It didn't
white,
have a
and that's
name or it
the
didn't, then the pearl white.
pearlescent. Yeah.
And the differences, obviously we're going to have a full run through of the car in its current state over on Will's channel, and you're going to be taking it forwards from here. That's the plan, right?
We are. Keep going with the project and see how far we can take it with the multiple modifications and upgrades that there are for this car now.
Is there anything that's on your mind to do first?
There's lots on my mind. You've done the exhaust and the intakes and things like that, and I'm looking at the handling aspect. Maybe we look at a suspension.
Okay.
And maybe an engine map.
I was going to say power.
So there's lots to look at. It's got the four-wheel drive, so it can certainly handle the power.
Yeah, at this stage, obviously, power in here is completely stock, other than gains that come from the intake and the exhaust.
Yeah.
We've not done anything by way of ECU tuning. We've not done anything with the specific objective of increasing the power, but it could certainly handle it because the way that the chassis of this car is set up, the way the whole car is set up,
It's made to have more power in it. It's just who's going to push it the furthest.
Now, you might know more than I do. What is the most power anybody's got out of one of these yet? Do you know?
I believe it's 497 brake at the moment.
Wow.
But I don't know how long that's going to last without pistons flying out the bonnet.
Yeah, nearly 500, well, 500 or so horsepower out of one of these. Absolutely crazy, if you ask me. Well, I guess we're going to have a little bit of a run through, go through all of the car, all of the bits that are currently loaded up inside it, and then take things from there. It's time then to pass over the key. Another Yaris key for you.
Thank you very much.
The collection of
very
Yarises,
excited.
GR Yarises, somethings, GR Racings. Which
Here we
means
go.
it's time to say farewell to it. GR Yaris is going to be departing. There's one more thing, of course, that the team added to this car. So you've not yet had a demonstration of the laser light.
I'm very excited, yeah.
So hit the lights, plunged into darkness, sorry for this. So at the moment, this is normal beam.
Yep.
Pop it on main beam. So
Main
that's your
beam.
main beam. That's, you know, if you're driving down in the middle of the night, that's what you're going to see. Hit the laser light button. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's so bright, isn't it?
And that's on, that's off. That's actually quite a practical difference got there. Wow.
That's from normal lights. And you can link that to your CAN bus or whatever you want as well. Lights back on. Yeah.
Amazing.
Nice little extra. Anyway, enjoy. Yeah. I think you have a good time.
Back up on the mezzanine, and I just wanted to, oh, we have a football. Yep, nice. Thanks, Tom. We need to talk about Tim actually doing some kind of work. Now, obviously, Will, see you, Tom. Will came down and he's also filmed a video for his channel. I believe there's going to be more videos comparing the two, etc. A stock Yaris and the modified Shmeemobile Yaris, or ex-Shmeemobile Yaris. As they were leaving, they pulled both of the cars out. You guys only saw the Rally Yaris leave, but Tim was doing some work. I'm going to insert a quick clip I filmed on my phone now. And that goes to show that Tim sometimes does do some work, but what you will have seen is when the cars left through the shutter, they disappear, you can see the floor just outside, and then they disappear out into the world. So I think we're gonna have to use the mezzanine for cars leaving more often in the future. Anyway, back to football. I guess I should probably put this down there and then figure out what we're actually gonna do with the rest of our day. There's not really any, maybe I can make this land on the roof. Let's try this. Oh, that did not work. Yep, hit the barriers, but ball's down there. I'm gonna go play football and see. Do you wanna play football with me? Tom says no. I'm gonna go down and play football and see if anyone joins me, because they 100% will. Look at this. So cool. Anyway, we'll see you guys in a second. Football time. And look, Tim's joined in. Thanks, Tim. Go!
That's how you hit your car and camera in one. I say,
Bye, Tom.
Tom's gone. It's getting towards the end of the day, isn't it?
Are we actually putting that into him?
Why not? Guys, this is about vlogging the Shmuseum. This is about the journey. And today's been a day, a few meetings, a fair few things going on that aren't particularly interesting to share. We spent a lot of time kicking footballs around.
Yeah, I showed a bit of it. Tom did join in as well, and he hasn't been slacking, as I said. He's just off home, as
No, he's
we
off home.
hopefully are doing soon.
Yes. No, I'm actually really looking forward to all of this. There's so much more to the construction side of this project than you could possibly imagine. And this was what I always talked about pretty much from the beginning, that obviously the collections I've filmed on the Shmeemobile channel over the years, I turn up and everything's there, right? Because it's been built over however long for the owner of that collection of cars, and we don't see any part of that process. And technically it would have been possible to have this completed by the day I would ever show it. But I don't think that would be, firstly, part of the fun, because I've certainly always wondered how does this process happen from other people, but equally it would have been a huge, let's say, upfront financial commitment, whereas doing it this way just makes life a little bit easier, because I'm not going to lie, I've said it a few times, this whole massive space and all of that starts to make cars like these, the GT and the Senna, for example, actually seem quite cheap in comparison, because property is a different ball game and everything to do with it. And you know, small things that we've had along the way, like hanging the banners up, big things like the car lifts and the mezzanine obviously transform that. But for us, when we've got access to being able to have food here, being able to have a toilet here, is going to make the place, it's going to be very step on.
It's just crazy seeing the whole thing transform. Like you say, the simple thing of hanging the banners, it was such a small, simple thing, but has fully transformed it. And now we're so used to it. We walk in here and they're there. You don't sort of go, wow, they're just there now. And it just has fully made the place feel like a home.
I bet if we took them all down, it would feel so empty.
We are not doing that.
No, we're not about to, but it would feel so empty. What I would like to do, obviously, is when we've got further and we've got some flooring, we've got more of this idea of racetrack theme, and it goes towards this wall, for example. I'd like to have more of our partners in here as well. You know, some of the companies who have supported the Shmeemobile journey and everything so far to date. It'd be quite fun what we can do with that. Obviously, there are a lot of missing cars at the moment, so full garage update to come on the Shmeemobile channel. I think it's needed. There's certainly one particular car that's missing that will be confusing people.
Yeah.
The Italian one. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that very soon as to why I'm here and it's not, etc., etc. But otherwise, today,
I think it's been a success, I think. I'm trying to figure out, is there anything we need to update as well? Or
I don't know.
Are we there?
I feel like there's been a bit of an overload being back home.
You've had like
Obviously,
2 or 3
trying to
meetings.
catch up on everything, DBS, LEGO F1 stuff.
Lots of meetings.
Yeah.
We have 3 LEGO F1 cars now. We've played football. We've done a lot of things today.
And we've said goodbye to the Yaris. The GR Yaris is off. Of course, the main thing that happened today.
Yeah, we need to remember that's the main focus of today's video.
Collected by Will, and I'm just going to state the obvious to anybody wondering. Will didn't come alone, hence how the 2 GR Yaris were able to depart.
Yeah, you would have seen that in the clip that I inserted from my phone, that yes, Will wasn't driving 2 cars. That's pretty impossible.
It wouldn't work. That's something I've always found quite funny over the years when I've collected cars. People always wonder how I take the one that I went in back home, but I don't go alone because that would be impossible. Anyway, yeah, it's all good. I don't know what I'm going to take home tonight. I want to drive DBS and GTR Roadster. Whatever.
Lucky dip.
Decide a little bit later. Nothing to worry about now. I do need to reply to some emails though, so I'm going to go and be very boring. But I think that's pretty much it for today. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Until next time.